Good evening. This is Lawrence D. Adams, LDA After Dark. Join us tonight as we have a conversation. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Lawrence D. Adams After Dark. Let's talk about it. Let me drop this music. Shout out to everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams, LDA After Dark. Let me put the camera on so everybody can know I'm here. Salute everyone. It's so good to be back after a week of being off. You should be able to hear me loud and clear. If you cannot, sometimes they do shut it off. But yes, this is Lawrence D. Adams, LDA After Dark. Today, let's talk about it. What are we going to talk about tonight? So I'm excited about tonight's conversation. If you missed other LDA After Dark's great conversation, I'm working on the book right now, the Power of Touch. It's compiled, it's put together. So start looking for the book, The Power of the Touch. That was a great stream that we did. Now we're going to turn that into a book. So you definitely want to be a part of that process, and you definitely want to get your book. It's going to be well written, well put together. The Power of the Touch. But tonight, let's talk about it. I want to say the bus driver because of everything that's going on with Ebony Williams and everything like that. And how does that apply to everything that's going on in today's society? If you haven't seen the whole conversation with Ebony Williams and Yvonne Van Zandt asked her about would she date a bus driver? But I'm here to break some things down from LDA After Dark. I got to say some things about this. So I want you to really grasp what I'm about to share tonight. So the interesting thing is this, and I'm not going to go very long tonight. The interesting thing is when it comes to what people say in public and what they do in private is completely different. What people say in public and what they do in private is completely different. And what you have to realize that many times people talk their preferences in public, but in private, they live another life. And so something was brought up in a conversation that me and Jana was talking, and that is many people, we were talking about after dark, but many people have a concealed life. Some people have opened the door and some people have not. And the most interesting thing is this: when you begin to open the doors or the Pandora boxes that are inside of you, what will you find? Let me say that again. When you begin to open up the Pandora boxes that are inside of you, what would you find? Many times, and I'm saying this, I'm gonna say it again, a lot of people have not become comfortable with their sexual preferences and their sexual desires. And so what happens is they end up running away from it and hiding it and not realizing that it's going to show up some other places. Many people are not comfortable with their own bodies. Let me say that again. Many people are not even comfortable with their own bodies, let alone even knowing how to even please themselves. So when we talking about the Pandora box, I'm talking about the Pandora box of who you are. And a lot of people, and I'm seeing this and we're going to talk about it, are not comfortable and what makes them have pleasure. And what happens is we shy away with it, we shy away from it. We think it's taboo, and we think that, oh, I can't talk about that. But many times people are pleasure deprived. Let me say that again. Many times people are pleasure deprived because they never learn what pleases them. So it's easy to project on what someone else is not doing, but we never take the time to find out what do you like, what turns you on, What makes your engine go? What causes your toes to curl in the moment of ecstasy? What makes you just go crazy? And most people are afraid to face that part of themselves because they were told that if they ever do that, that it was either a sin or it was something that was to run away from. But I'm here tonight as we talk about LDF. We're talking LDF after dark. When have you learned the power or the when have you learned the power of what it means to have pleasure in your life? And I'm talking about behind this between the sheets. I'm not talking about pleasure of drinking this and doing that. No, I'm talking about real pleasure. And I'm here to, it's amazing because a lot of women, and I'm going to say this, a lot of women don't know what turns them on. A lot of men don't know what turns them on. A lot of people, a lot of men and women don't know their own body parts. They don't even know their own erotic zones because they have been so mechanical when it comes to the bedroom that they have not taken the time to go on discovery. They have not went on a discovery and found out where is Dora, where is Waldo. Why? Because they have been afraid to explore what pleases them. And everyone has different things that turns them on. There's certain things that a woman can do that would just make me jump out the window and come back through the window, toes are curl. Why? Because everyone has certain things that turns them on. There are some base things that everyone A, B, C, D, F, G. But when you become a technician or a practitioner of this, you begin to understand that every person has a secret code that you need to unlock to find out what pleases them. But what's even better is if you know what pleases yourself so you can tell your partner. See, what happens is we have so made this so mechanical in and out, see you later, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, that we forgot about how to really take this to the next level of experiencing pleasure to the level where when you thinking about it, it happened on Monday and you thinking about it on Friday. Why? Because we are so made it so mechanical and we made it so I need to get to the point of just having an orgasm that we forget how to please ourselves and how to please each other. When you learn when you learn your body, you need to go on Discovery Zone, not Discovery Channel. You need to go on Discovery Zone and figure out what turns you on. Where are your spots? Where are the places on you that drives you wild? Y'all, let me slow down. This may be too much. It's too grown folks conversation. I know a lot of people like, I don't know about this one, LDA. How can you talk about this? Because if we don't talk about this, what's going to happen is we have people who are not just sexually deprived, but I'm talking about pleasure. They're lacking pleasure when it comes to the intimacy that takes place inside of the bedroom. Do you know your body like you say you do? Do you know do you know where to touch? Do you know your body enough where you know where to go? Of course, everyone can know the obvious places, but there's other places on you that will drive you crazy. Do you know even the words to say in the time of intimacy? And I think a lot of people are afraid of this. God, you shouldn't be talking about this. You shouldn't be saying nothing about this, man. Women, forget the women. Red pill and blue pill, and we're gonna fight. And the bus driver and this and that. We're gonna talk all about the bus driver and Ebony Williams. But at the end of the day, Ebony Williams wants some pleasure. All the neck turning and all I won't do this. At the end of the day, when the lights are out, everyone wants some pleasure. Do you know your body well enough? Do you know where you need to be touched at? Let me say that again. Do you know where you need to be touched at? And this goes not just for women. This goes for men. A lot of men don't know their bodies. They don't know how they don't, all they want to do is get to the point. I'm talking to some brothers who are listening. And if not, go tell the brothers to come back and listen. They don't know how to, all they want to do is get to the point. They don't know their bodies. And a lot of men and women are not comfortable with their bodies because of their, not because of the world is shaming them. It's because they have shamed their own selves. What's going on? What's going on, Lawrence? Good to see you, brother. Let me say that again. You don't know your body. And then two, you shame. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. You don't know you internally you're shaming your own body, and you wondering why you're not having a good, enjoyable time when it comes to being intimate. So do you know your body? Do you know what pleases you? Second of all, are you secretly shaming yourself and your body? Are you comfortable in your skin? You may be shaming yourself because of your weight. You could be shaming because you're too slim. You could be shaming because you think you don't have a long, you know what. You may be thinking because women like, I got too big of a butt, or I got my breasts are not small enough. They're too big. They're in the way. Whatever the case may be, your internal conversation that you're having with yourself about shaming your body can hinder your level of pleasure and intimacy in the bedroom. Y'all don't want, I don't want this. Y'all want the little back and forth. This grown folks conversation. When you begin to love your body, the curves, the dips, the way it moves, the way it ebbs and flows of it, then what happens is you open the door for someone else to love your body. And I know a lot of guys say, well, not a minute. They're ashamed even of the size that they have. Oh, I wish it was longer. I wish it was this. I wish it had more girth. I wish it had, you're even bringing that conversation mentally into the bedroom, and you're not focused on what you can do to bring pleasure to you and to her. Let's talk about it. Y'all don't want y'all. This is grown folks conversation. This get your little babies, get your little milk and crayons. If you ain't for this, and this, I mean, let me emphasize this grown folks conversation. Thank you so much for the cash app. I appreciate that, D White. This is grown folk conversation. You know why? When you have conversations like this, it opens up the door for you to really experience sex and intimacy on another level. So let's go over that again. Do you know what pleases you? Do you know what turns you on? Do you, and everyone can have the obvious thing. Well, this turns me on. I like when they do that. I like when you do this. I like when you do this. Thank you, D White, for your sponsorship for tonight's show. Appreciate that, D White, for that cash app. Appreciate that. Thank you for sponsoring the show tonight. We'll see if we get some more sponsors for tonight. So when you begin to learn your body, not when you seen on a porno, not when you heard in the streets, not when you heard from your girlfriends, not when you heard with from your bros, but when you begin to learn your body, what makes it move, what turns it on. Many times you will be amazed when you take time and learn your body. The other, let me get this because it just came to me. The other side of this is when you begin to go on an explore mission with your partner, and you two begin to explore each other's body. I didn't say it had to lead to sex. I'm saying that it has to lead to you understanding what makes you go to the next level. So most of the time, people are just, I'm gonna say this again, are doing mechanical acts in the bedroom. Let me say that again. Most of the time, people are just mechanical when it comes in the bedroom. It's just mechanical. Oop, oop, one, two, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, boom. It's mechanical. But when you begin to learn your body, and the next thing is when you stop shaming your body. Can you look in the mirror, men and women, and look in the mirror and say, I like what I see. Yes, I need to make some adjustments. Yes, some things are not perfect. Yes, some things I can do better. But when you stop shaming your body, let me really emphasize that, because men and women do it all the time. They shame their body, and they shame. And so that's the reason why you want to turn the lights off. And you ever think about it? Let me say that because this is be real talk. This grown folks conversation. Many times men want to turn on the lights and women want to turn off the lights. Men are turned on by what they see, and women are turned on by what they hear. I shouldn't be giving this game away. I shouldn't be giving this away so freely right here. Men are turned on by what they see. So if they can see your body enjoying the pleasure that he's giving you, it turns them on. Women are turned on by what they hear and also what they feel. So if you are verbalizing how you are enjoying the act of intimacy, you got to understand the biggest sex organ there is in between your ears. So let me get this again. Say this again. Women are Men are turned on by what they see, the silhouette, your body moving. Greeting, what's going on? Thank you, I appreciate that. The silhouette of your body, your body responding to his touch. Men are turned on by that. Your ability, his ability to take you to different heights in the bedroom. While women are equally a turn on, she needs to know that she's pleasing you, but she also needs to hear it. And many times men turn their volume off in the bedroom. They talk loud at the game. They talk loud when they doing everything else. They went to the football game, the basketball game, the Lakers, the Warriors. But when it comes down to in the bedroom, they somehow the volume is go. They turn their volume off when it comes down to the bedroom. And what happens is the woman needs to hear and to feel that she is pleasing you. How does it feel to you? And what happens is when you need to verbalize, this is good. I enjoy this. I can't tell you what to say, but I'm just giving some context clues on what can be done. But you need to verbalize that I am enjoying this. What happens is because she connects that the verbal side of it with her body, okay, and it responds to it. Many men miss out on taking women to the next level because they have not verbalized in the bedroom. They become mute. I remember a story years ago. My friend told me she talking to this guy, whatever this they met, and oh wait a minute, y'all want story time or not? Before I even tell this, I mean, no, just a couple of seconds. Do you want this story time? Let me know in the chat room, and it's a true story, and it is not me. If you want this story time, let me know in the chat room. I definitely got a story time to tell, and it's interesting about being verbal in the bedroom. Yeah, you already know. We all ears. Okay, here we go. You, Gina, you be on it right there. So yeah, so this story time. So I had a friend down in a particular state. I'm not going to name the state. Yes, so the particular state. So she was dating this guy. Peace, LDA. What's going? Great story. We want to hear him. Oh, you want to hear him? Good, 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 good. So she was dating this man, and well, it wasn't so much dating, man. He was interested in her. He seen her Seen her out, seen her doing some things, and he wanted to date her. So, or they wanted to get to know each other. So he asked her out on a date. They went on a date, whatever the case may be. Y'all, please put your children up for this one. If you churchy, you might just log on off. If you this ain't a church, this ain't a church story. We're not talking about Jesus right now. Just letting you know. This is LDA After Dark conversation. I still love Jesus. I'm gonna make some things. I still love Jesus. I'm still saved, sanctified, all that. But this story got to be told. So they were in a car, and he was talking to her. I like you. Think you nice, and I want to be with. Always been. Every time I seen you, you really made me feel really special. And he was throwing his rap down on her, and she said, "Well, okay, cool. Well, let's go in the back of the. Well, let's get out of the front seat and go in the back seat." So he was excited. She had made up in her mind that she was not going to have sex with him. She made up her mind she was not going to have sex with him. But what she was going to do, but what she was going to do, so they sat in the back of the car. She kissed. They kissed each other, and he was trying to go and get some from her or try to have sex with her, but it was not. She's like, I'm not doing that. But what she did was, do I need to have an intermission? What she did was, she unzipped his pants and she did not have oral sex with him. No, she didn't do that. What she did was, she slowly began to please him and began to whisper in his ear. And as she began to please this man and whisper in his ear and tell him how she's enjoying pleasing him, the man, which was hilarious when she told me, I couldn't. It's funny now even hearing it. The man began to moan. Excuse me. He began to moan like a woman. And she's like, wait a minute, what's going on in her mind? She's going through her mind like, wait a minute, what's going on? So finally she completes, she continues to please him, and she's at the mic. She's not having oral sex, so she's pleasing him with her hands. And she's whispering in his ear and telling him certain things and saying certain things. And he began to moan. He said she almost fell out laughing because he was moaning like a woman. And then finally he came to the point, and everything was everywhere. And he didn't know what to do. He felt so awkward because no woman has ever touched him like that. No woman has ever whispered in his ear and ever brought him to this point. He said to her, even in my time of pleasing myself, I never felt it like this. And what happened is this guy became hooked on phonics to my friend. She couldn't shake this man for nothing. He didn't know what to do. And he didn't want anybody to tell, he didn't want her to tell anyone that he was moaning like a woman inside of the car. But because the pleasure was so intense and she was whispering in his ear, and check it out, she was enjoying it. It brought him to a place of ecstasy that he could not get he could not get by himself. So I want you to really get the gist of this story. It's a true story. I just can't tell you when it happened. I can't tell you who happened. I can't tell you when. Yeah, she put it on him. Yeah. Right. And she did not have oral sex. And she said, I was not going to have sex with him. But what she did was catch what I said. She had him in the back of the car, whispered in his ear, And this man was taken to a place, because this brings me back to the point. He thought he knew his body, but she knew his body a little bit better. She blew his mind. She definitely did blew his mind. Because you got to think, even though he knew how to self please himself, no one has taken the time to learn. No one's taken the time for taking the time with him to learn how to please him. That's why the gist of it is, the first what I'm saying is, learn your body, stop the shaming of your body, learn what pleases you. And this woman took this man to a level that he has never, ever went before. And I kept it clean, I kept it classy, because I could, if I was behind the scene, I would see it a completely different way, or what really went down, what she was saying in his ear. But I want you to get that. She was in his ear. She was pleasing him. And the truth be told, who wants the truth to be told about this story? Who wants the truth to be told about this story? Let me know in the chat room. If you want the truth to be told about this story, there's a piece, there's the element in this that I think a lot of people miss. If you want the truth to be told about the story, that truth to be told about the story, let me know in the chat room. Just break the truth down. Break the truth down. Break. You said me. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You want the truth to be told about this story? And I want men to really get this. You got why you got your hands up, Jerry? The truth to be told, she actually got off by getting him off. Let me say that again. She actually got off by getting him off. They did not, she did not have sex with him, intercourse. He did not enter her, and she did not have oral sex with him. What's going on? What's going on, Treviana? So I want you to really get that. She got off by getting him off. And so what happens is he was worried about pleasing her, but she got her, in so many words, she got her rocks off because she was able to bring him to a level of ecstasy where I'm kidding you not, he was where she told me she couldn't stop laughing. She said he was moaning like a little girl. And I want you to get that about, I want you to really understand that. That's what I'm saying. Learn what pleases you and stop shaming your body. And the reason why I told that story, and I didn't say who it was, whatever the case may be, but I want you to really understand the dynamics that were going on there. Who would ever thought that this woman actually was turned on and actually pleasured by pleasing this man? It took him to another place. She said for months he first of all, he was afraid that she was going to tell. She told me I'm a trusted friend, and this has been years, so you'll never figure out the story who it was. But he was more concerned about her telling what happened in the intimacy than anything else. And then two, he wanted to make sure he experienced that again. Sometimes those situations only come around once in a lifetime. So you gotta understand. That's why I'm saying learn your body. Learn your body, not just the obvious places, men and women, but also learn, but also learn your mental sexual blueprint. Let me say that again. Also learn your mental sexual blueprint. Some of you have not even looked. I'm in the industry where you have to sometimes look at blueprints. Learn your sexual blueprint mentally. And what I mean by that, sometimes you all you do is do the mechanical, but you have not tapped into the mental. She was whispering in his ear. What woman, and I'm getting loud for a reason, takes the time to whisper in a man's ear and really take him to next level? We didn't watch too much porn. We didn't listen to faulty information. We didn't see things that are not true. I wish I could. I'm gonna maybe bring on the guy who's in the porn industry. That stuff is so cut up and chopped up that you wouldn't even believe. But I want to really get. She got into his head, well, literally and figuratively, and actually got into his mental blueprint where he was able to, I want you to get from the story, he was able to relax where he didn't have to perform. I'm saying so much. I hope you got it. He did not have to perform. All he was there where he was able to be pleased. Sometimes people are selfish lovers. They only want to please themselves when it comes to the bedroom. With my eyes, your brothers, choosy lovers, choosy lovers, choosy lovers. Some people are selfish in the bedroom. All they want to do is get theirs off, and that's it. That goes for men and women. In this story, which is a very true story, she made sure that he got his, and to the point where he was in a cloud for months after this took place. Are you, question for you, are you a selfish lover when it comes to the bedroom? Or are you a giver? Or are you attracting selfish lovers when it comes to the bedroom? It could be your mate that you married. They're selfish in the bedroom. It's all about what they want and not what they can give. Oh, I know I'm on somebody's street right now. I'm on the side of your house right now. Are you with a selfish love? Are you the person that all you want to do is get yours? Give me some more instead of giving. In the story, the young lady gave. She knew, catch from the story. She knew what she was not going to do, but she also knew what she was going to give. And what she gave, I believe, I wasn't there. In my summation, I believe she gave by her not giving her body up and by not having oral sex with him, she gave more than him than he ever, and I mean ever, received from any other woman. Would you agree with that, or you disagree? Put a five in the chat room if you agree. Put a four if you disagree. Unselfish lover by full force. Put a five and you agree that she gave more than any other woman gave him when it comes to sex, or put a four if you disagree. She did not give him because she didn't give him any. She didn't give her body. She didn't have oral sex with him. Let me know in the chat room. Put a five if you agree that she gave more than any other woman ever gave him, or put a four. Put a four. You believe? No, she should have gave it up then. She should have gave her body up. She should have. She made him want her even more. Come on, come on. I see the fives in there. I see the five. This grown folks conversation. Don't come with your pacifiers and your crayons. This ain't this conversation. Don't come in here judgmental. I'm here to tell you, if you want to be judgmental, this ain't for you. I am not. Let me make some declarations. I am not condoning anyone having sex. I am not saying you have sex out of premarital. I'm not saying none of that. This is just a grown folks conversation. So you're saying everyone's saying that she number five, she gave more than any other woman gave him. And she did not open her legs and she did not open her mouth. And he might have had all that before with other women, but it's what she did. She tapped into what pleased him. And trust me, it can go around the other way too. I've seen a meme or a story, a reel recently, and I had to rewatch it again. I say, what? The same thing a man can do, where he does not have to penetrate the woman, but what he has to do, catch what I'm about to say, he needs to penetrate her mind. All this game, all this back and forth. I'm here to tell you, y'all can have the fighting back and forth, and the bus driver and Ebony Williams and all that. You can have all that. At the end of the day, and I'm going to say this, all that rah 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 on these on the internet streets, and I'm not talking about her particularly. And I knew women saying what they would not do, and men saying what they would do. Let the right one come along. Let the right one come along. You will be in the daytime with a flashlight looking for that individual. Let the right one come along that will, in the words of Michael Jackson, who will rock your world, who would take you to places like this man was taken to places he couldn't fathom that was there. Let the right one come along. You'll be singing a different song. That's why I don't pay attention to what I hear, what people prefaces on these YouTube streets and Instagram streets when it comes to with who and what they will be with. Let the right like and in the words, let someone would say, my one friend would say, let the right joker come along. Baby, you'll be in the daytime with a flashlight. You be climbing trees. You be using trying to, and back in the days, you be trying to tap the line and trying to hear what they're saying, where they're going. Why? Because the right one came along. So back to what I was saying. First of all, learn what pleases you. Learn your body. Second of all, do not shame your body. Meaning you really need to look in the mirror and begin to celebrate your body. Celebrate your body. Celebrate the curves, the dips, the way it moves. Celebrate your body. If you don't celebrate your body, how do you expect someone else to do that? Let me say that again. If you do not celebrate, and I'm talking to men and women, if you do not celebrate your body, I understand the body shaming. I understand that you may need to lose weight. You may need to gain weight. Everything gaining in shape. You need to get to the gym and everything like that. I understand all of that, but you need to celebrate your body. I'm going to say this again. Some of you men are worried about your length, your girth. You're worried about that instead of learning some techniques. Celebrate your body. What we say in the streets? Use what your mama gave you. Celebrate your body. Learn. So we realize when you celebrate your body, you open the door for others to celebrate you when it comes to that. Clearly, this man, she knew how to celebrate that man's body. And the most craziest thing, I don't think that man would ever, ever, ever forget about my friend. He'll never forget her. She has etched in his mind such a deep experience that he would never ever forget her in ever, because she knew how to celebrate his. See, when you begin to celebrate your body, You then learn how to celebrate someone else's body. And I'm gonna say this for these men. It's a song, old rap song from back in the day, and I can't remember. Somebody probably bringing it up. Slow down, slow down. Some of you need to slow down. This is not a sprint, because I used to run track. It's not a sprint. It is cross country. Catch what I'm saying. It is not a sprint to get to the finish line. It is a cross country, and your cross country starts first in her mind. Stop trying to sprint to the finish line. There are moments when you do need to sprint to the finish line, but there's others. The main time you need to be cross country all the way down. I used to run cross country, so I can talk about it. Cross country, everything. Slow down, brothers. Slow down. I know he ready, and you lose blood to your you losing blood in your hair. You don't know what to do. You just want to get there. Slow down. There's other times where you need to be speeded up, but other times you need to slow down. As we said before many times, a woman is like a car in the wintertime. It needs to be warmed up. You cannot get into a car in the wintertime and not give it time to heat up and get all the oils and get all the engine going and everything like that. If not, you'll mess the engine up. And many of you have messed the engine up because you're in a rush to get to the finish line and not giving her time to warm up. It's like back in the day when my mother and father were making cakes and pies. My father would preheat the oven. He would say, Lawrence, go preheat the oven to 350. I said, all right, Dad. So I will go downstairs and I preheat the oven. Once the oven is preheated, it was ready for the pie or the cake that we were cooking to be there. Many times you're trying to put something in a cold oven. You're trying to cook something in a cold oven. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. You're trying to put something in a cold oven. Oven is cold. You need to preheat the oven. 385, not 385, 350, 365. Preheat the oven. So when you do put the cake in there, it's at the right temperature and it cooks evenly. I hope y'all catch what I'm putting down. If you're getting something from this, let me know. Let me know in the chat room. If you're getting something from what I'm talking about, let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room you're getting something from what I'm talking about. About even from the story I told. I think I got another story. I don't know about it. Let me know in the chat room if you're getting something from what I'm saying. Let me know in the chat room you're getting something. Like, oh, okay, I got this. Let me know in the chat room you're getting something from what I'm saying. I'm waiting. I know it's a delay. Let me know in the chat room you're getting something from what I'm saying. You said I'm getting a whole lot. You're getting a whole lot. Thank you, D. Thank you for being a sponsor tonight. Thank you. He sponsored this. Yeah, you're getting something good. Getting a whole lot. Yeah. Thank you for being a sponsor. We need to get some more sponsors tonight for tonight's show. The sponsor of LDA After Dark. Because I could be doing something else. But no, I want you to sponsor this show. Sponsored by Cash App or even Super Chat on here. Sponsor what we're talking about. But I definitely want you to understand that. And also, too, let me help these ladies out, too. You need, even though I was talking to the men, that the men need to slow down. Sometimes, ladies, I don't know if I can say this. Can I say this? Sometimes, ladies, you need to come already preheated. So you can, I'm glad I got these sunglasses on. You need to come already preheated. I recall a situation, and ooh, boy, I gotta span what I'm going to say. Sometimes women are already preheated, and men don't even know that it's time to eat. Sometimes men, if you play your cards right, you don't have to preheat the oven. The oven is already on 400 degrees. Let Many times some men talk themselves out of, and I'm using this metaphorically with the oven. Actually, she's at 400 degrees already. Oven is hot. It's ready to go. But you end up talking yourself, doing things to actually lower the temperature back down to zero. This may be too much for y'all. This too much. Just but I'm gonna tell. Let me share that with the women. Some of y'all need to come already preheated. I remember a situation where someone was already preheated. Me and John were talking about this morning. I was sharing. So don't come at John. He's married, and that's the case. And the particular young lady oven was already on 400, 450, already 450, already at 450, already at 450. All I had to do is arise to the occasion. She was already preheated. Everything was on. The rump roast was already got juices. I'm trying to get you to get what I'm pick up what I'm putting down. Why? Because she knew what she wanted and what she was trying to get. Then there's been other situations where it was like eating a 5-day old dry turkey. Everything was not good at all. I want you to understand. Let me say this again. Women, you also have to make sure if this is what you're going to do, and I'm not here to judge you. I am not here to condone unsafe sex. I'm not here for none of that. I'm just telling you what you have a choice of what you're going to do. So don't come in here. LDA is telling us to have unsafe sex and to do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. No, I'm not saying that. This is grown folks conversation, real stuff that really happened that people don't talk about. Make sure your oven is ready. Make sure your oven is ready. 350, 450, and above. And y'all know, don't you play around. I don't want no women here pretending. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm innocent. I should never do that. Let me help you brothers out. If you keep buying into this narrative that women are innocent, you already lost in the game. You already lost in the sauce. I would never do that. You're right. She's telling you the honest to God truth. She would never do that with you. Let me say that again. If you're buying the tickets that women are saying to you that she would never do that, I never did that. I'm not into that. Ooh, that seems a little wild. You're right. She'll never do that with you. But there is somebody that she will do that with gladly. It's quiet over here, boy. Let me get red pill.
You can't make this up.
There's some things she would do. But I'm coming into I'm thinking my hour mark, and I don't want to go too long because I got to chop this things up. Thank you for the sponsorship tonight for the show. Appreciate that. Appreciate that Cash App. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Got to get some more sponsors for the show. Sponsor for the LD After Dark because I didn't give a good story tonight. Great lesson right there. Great things. And I got more story. I got more stories. Oh my God. I got a story for you. I'm thinking of one now. Woo, baby. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I got more stories. I got more things I can share that I really need to do this behind the scenes because this is public platform and it may be too grown for some of y'all. I may not need to hear this, but some of the things I got to say, I got to take my filter off. I have my filter on right now. And there's some things I need to take my filter on off and just tell it like it is with the right words that need to be said so that you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. But I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna go back to that story with that particular young lady. It's interesting because how many women will put themselves in that position within that story that I told? You thinking of you coming in listening to what I'm saying. How many women would actually do that for their man? How many women would actually take the time and please him to that point? Something to think about, something to grasp. Join us next week on LD After Dark at 10:30 p.m. I'll be talking some more on this same wise. LD After Dark is grown folks conversation. This ain't no bickering. This ain't no fighting. This ain't no debating. We're really talking about stuff that happened in the bedroom. Just be very clear and very honest. And I have some things I'm going to share. This is not my thinking class. This ain't that conversation. This is a non-judgmental zone. So don't come in here and feel like you're going to be judged. Nope. Mm-mm-mm. This is a place where it's a safe place where we have a grown folks conversation about real things that happen. I know some scenarios that happen that would just blow your mind of what took place with some people. And I please understand if you hear a story and you think it's about you, it ain't about you because I didn't change the story up so well. I didn't chopped it up so well you don't even you have to really guess you think I'm talking about you because I'm not talking about you. But I do got some stories. I got some things I can share. And I got some things that need to be shared offline because I can't share all this stuff online unedited. I have my editor on right now. My editor is on what I'm talking about. But if you got something from this tonight, I want to thank you for joining me tonight for LD After Dark, grown folks conversation. I hope you enjoyed the story. Look for the story I have next week. We still didn't. I got to still bring. Well, I got to bring in Miss Davis on the story about what happened on the dance floor. If you didn't hear when I talked about the power of touch, what happened on the dance floor with this particular? I will sort of recap it. So for those who are listening, because you got some people that's just listening, I was at Miss Davis' party downtown. We were on. I was there, and I happened to be standing around the dance floor, and the young lady asked me, "Did I want to dance?" I get onto the dance floor, and I realize y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear this. I realized as we're dancing that she did not have any panties on. I said, oh, I'm in trouble. But when I looked out of the peripheral of my eye, there was a man dancing with a woman, cheering us on as we were dancing. As we were dancing, she was talking in my ear. She was very suggestive. She was very flirtatious, and she was moving her body. And we danced for a couple of dance songs. Miss Davis came and tapped me on the shoulder. LDA, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm all right. She said, no, are you all right? You can't hear me. You can't hear me? Oh, y'all can't hear me? Let me know you can't hear me. I hope they didn't mute me out. Can you hear me? Put a number one in the chat room if you can hear me. Everything should be levelers are on. We can hear you. So as I'm dancing on the dance floor with this particular young lady, and we're dancing, and she's gyrating, she's moving, and what I didn't realize, she was exchanging energy with me. I don't know what song was playing. I don't, we were just dancing. It was in the moment. I was in the moment, and Miss Davis came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "LDA, are you okay?" I said, "Miss Davis, I'm fine. What's wrong?" She said, "No, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay. What? What's going on?" She's like, "Okay." And she walks away, and I'm still dancing with this young lady, and we dancing. And the guy, he's like, "Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You dance where you get it. You get it." We dance one more song. Step off the dance floor. I said, "Let me go get some water." That was intense. This lady, she like she didn't did something to me. Like she didn't did the act with me on the dance floor. I'm like, oh boy. I go and I see Miss Davis. She look at me, and she has a certain look that she looks. She squint and then she lower her eyes. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." But what I did not know was that that couple, that couple, that woman that I was dancing with and the man was cheering me on were husband and wife. What I did not know was that that man that was cheering me on, dancing with that woman, that was his wife. And then finally, Miss Davis had to tell me when I see them together getting something to drink. I said, "Miss Davis, what's going on here? Are they brother and sister or what's going on?" She said, "No, they're married." I said, "Baby Jesus, what have I stepped into?" And then the story begins to get even crazier. So I found out that they were husband and wife, but I also found that they were in a particular lifestyle. They were swingers. I said, "Y'all ain't about to get me. I am not going. I am not. Nope. No, 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 no. Not here." Swingers. Yep. I didn't know it. But the interesting thing, we never exchanged numbers or nothing like that. I went home. I remember I went home. I don't think I had a car then or anything. I think I caught the bus down there. Yeah, I didn't have a car then. I went home, and the 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 exchange of energy between this woman and I is like we had sex. Let me say that again. The exchange of energy between me and this woman is like we had sex. I called Miss Davis the next day. I said, "Who is that woman?" For me, I started stuttering. What did she put on me? I was like, "Lord," I started, and then that's when my church came in. I was like, "In the name of what is going on?" The exchange of energy with us on the dance floor was so intense. It was like I was sexually fulfilled as if I had had sex with a woman. Y'all are not ready for this kind of conversation. This is too grown for y'all. It's too grown for y'all. This is real life story. Miss Davis can't talk right now, so I will call her. But this is real. This really happened. The exchange of energy. I did not. I did not do. We did not have. We did not. I did not enter into this woman. She did nothing like that. It was the exchange that we were dancing on the floor. I know she didn't have any panties on. Let's put it that way. I know. I I knew she didn't. Matter of fact, pretty much I when I my hands had eyes on them, and my hands figured out she didn't have panties on. I'm like, oh boy. And but the exchange of energy between her was so intense. It's like we had been having intense, and I was, and just be very good, very clear what I'm saying. I was satisfied. I had to talk to Miss Davis. Miss Davis, I don't know who your little friends are. I don't know what kind of party this was. It was her birthday party, so we were celebrating her. And I said, but that was intense. For days, I sit up looking in the ceiling like, what just happened here? Why was I didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing sexually, but I was sexually fulfilled. I was satisfied. I want you to get that. Sometimes, and I want you to understand what I'm getting at, and I'm gonna have to cut this off. Sometimes you can have sex and not be satisfied. It get that itch, or it doesn't hit that spot. But apparently, with me not being intimate with this woman, we were intimate on that dance floor. True story, real life events. Let me say that again. Sometimes you can have sex and not be satisfied. You might even have an orgasm, but you're not satisfied. But here in this situation, here I was not sexually, we didn't have sex in the sense of intercourse, but yet the exchange of energy was so intense between her and I. It was like I was satisfied sexually. I got to get Miss Davis on here so she can give her side of the story. Some of y'all need to catch what I'm saying, because you catch what I'm saying, because this is next level conversation. This is grown folks conversation. You thought we was gonna be talking about you do it here, put it there. No, 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 no. And I never forgot. And it's fun. And this is just me. This is just me. Y'all can judge me whatever you want. She was not a looker. She was not, when I mean a looker, and in the words in the Bible, she was soft on the eyes. She was soft on the eyes. So it wasn't her looks. Mental stimulation, correct. Yep. Yep. So it wasn't so much her looks. It is this change of energy that took place on that dance floor. And then to be surprised to see her husband, he was dancing with some woman, and for him to cheer me on and say, "Go ahead, man, go ahead." I went, "Oh." And I found out later, I said, "Oh, this is not good. I am not getting involved in that kind of stuff. No, 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 not the LDA." And I wanted to tell that story because I want you to understand. Yeah, we can talk about what's in the bedroom, but I also want to talk beyond the bedroom, and I want you to really get some other dynamics that are there. And I'm going to cut this off shortly. Some other dynamics that are there, how powerful that can be. I, I'm going to say this one more thing, and I had to really go on this. Sometimes you can be, you can be in a completely different state, like United States, like different state, not state of mind. You can be in one state and they're in another state, and that person can satisfy you sexually. See how I said that real slow? You in Colorado and they're in New York City, but the exchange between you two can be so intense. It is like you just had a full blown session with them. I should talk about, maybe next week I'll talk about, we call it telephone lover. Oh, I have some stories. I'm protecting the innocent and I'm protecting the guilty. If you enjoyed the stories that I'm sharing with me, let me know in the chat room. If you got something from these stories on which I'm sharing, let me know in the chat room. Ooh, oh, I got some other stories. Ooh, about the house. Mm, I just something, I don't know why this coming up about that. Keep the stories coming. Oh, I got the story about intimacy and manifest in the house. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand the power of intimacy and sex. Mm-mm-mm. I'll say this: how this young lady got a house from sex, and it wasn't because she sold her body and she was selling. No, 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 no. Woo, salute from the clouds. I hope you've been doing good. Good to see you, Viking Paradigm. Good to see you, brother. Salute from the clouds. Appreciate you. Yeah, I got stories. Stories. How this lady got a house, not because she was on her back, it's because of the act. Ooh, y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all keep playing in them little puddles if you want to, and going back and forth about women and women ain't this and men ain't that, and he ain't doing this, she ain't doing that. I'm on a whole nother level. This stuff got to. I got to do this behind the scenes because I was to tell the story about the house, how how someone got a house after intimacy. Not that. Let me say that again. Let me put it sort of out there. Someone got a house after intimacy, and they were not selling their body, that they were not giving any money, but they got a house after intimacy. I know y'all want to hear that story, and I haven't been to the house. House is nice. Y'all keep playing in the little puddles. Y'all go and play in the puddles. I'm in the ocean. What the Flavor Flav said, y'all. Chuck D said, you on the you. I'm in the air. You on the ground. She got a house. She got a whole house because of the act of intimacy. She, of course, she did some things to get there. Blah blah blah. Blah. But it was the yeah. She got a whole house. House is nice too. The act of intimacy. See, y'all use intimacy the wrong way. Y'all ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't. I'll say this. You're open mentally and spiritually in the act of intimacy. And you can open up the door to manifest things in your life. But that's all I'm going to share. I just know one thing, this girl got a house. I'm not saying that's the way you need to do it, but I'm just telling you that that was a component that was done. Y'all been using sex and intimacy the wrong way. And this is not an invitation for you to be like, oh, guess what? I'm about to get my freak on and get my freak on and get me a house and get me a car. No, 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 no. I'm just giving stories that are true stories that happen. And even the situation where you're in oh boy, I shouldn't share this. You were in one state and the individual was in another state, and they can feel you touching them. Well, that's witchcraft and that's all that. You can say whatever you want. You're in Florida and they're in Chicago, and you know that you two are together. With that being said, this is LDA After Dark. I didn't even play my song and everything like that. I didn't play that. I can't believe that. I wanna fall. Too grown for y'all. I mean, I can't handle this. This is next level. This ain't no popcorn. I almost need to have an interest free to you need to enter. We got y'all pay some sponsorship for what I'm talking about. Somebody need to sponsor the stuff I just shared this a few minutes ago. Baby, I've been using sex and intimacy the wrong way. If I was to tell some of the things I know and seen and have done, baby. Don't let the glasses and the hat fool you. Don't let it fool you. I know what you're talking about, and it's dangerous. Oh. See, yeah, it. Thank you. I know what you're talking about, and it's dangerous. I'm here to tell you. That's why I realize I need to be honest with you. I need to do a live an event. If you would like me to do, if how many of you? We got. How many of you would like me to do a live event? I can talk about this. We can close the doors, cut the phones off, and we have a real conversation. If you would like me to do a live an event where I can really just, you know, let it, let it, let it out, let it just share it. You said I'm in. Yeah. If you like me to do a live, let me know in the chat when you like me to do a live event. I mean, like a live, and I can share. And then you can ask some questions. Shoot for it. Yeah. I mean, if I do a live event on some of the things, especially about how this young lady got a house. Now she was already in the market of getting a house, but this thing added to it. So y'all using intimacy the wrong way. Those that are married, you, I almost want to say do not. I said don't go to sleep angry at your spouse. I almost want to say don't have sex when you're angry at your spouse. If you want to see me in a live event, oh, I can share some things. Some things I can't even share on here. It's too grown for you. I know everybody else can share that stuff. They can cuss and do all that stuff. That's not my bad. My thing is for people to be empowered and actually for men and women to come together and have healthy relationships. So that's why I'm doing the LDA After Dark. And it's a non-judgmental zone. For those saved, Islam, whatever the case may be, whatever you save, you whatever you do. Okay, great. Things I can share, baby. And even the oh my God. I'll say this one thing and I'm gonna shut it down. Even in the act of right. Y'all been playing in the puddle too long. I need to come get you. Yeah. See, then you know, man, it's dangerous and it works. Yeah, it is dangerous and it works. Y'all been playing in the puddle too long. All this garbage that's on social media. Playing in the puddle. It's salacious. It's entertaining. I'm here to tell you there's something more. Something more. Y'all been playing in the puddle. You've been using it the wrong way. And I gave some context clues already. I'm gonna talk. I don't get no more stories away. I'm not gonna share no more stories because y'all gonna think y'all gonna try to figure out who it is and what happened and when it happened. I could be talking about stuff that happened in 1990 something. But yeah, definitely. We'll have a conversation. I got more stories. More stories. How it works. Power of the mind. Y'all get get your rain boots, get out the little puddles, and come and well, I don't say that. Join me as we go into the deeper things of LDA After Dark and real conversation. Yeah, Danielle, it's very dangerous. Really, if people really know the power of it, this. I'm gonna make sure it's not witchcraft. I want to say this ain't no witchcraft. This ain't working on voodoo. This is this, this is understanding the power of intimacy and sex. That's why it's so important when a husband and wife get together, the power that they have, the power that they can create. Hence the war that's going on to keep men and women apart. Why? Because I want to keep you out of your creative space of creating something, not just a child, a physical, another person, but creating a life that you can build on. You understand the real war is a war against you creating. When that masculine and that feminine polarity comes together, it has the power to create things that will blow your mind. That is the real war. Why is it keep more people are single and lonely now? because I want to keep you out of your creative space, your ability to manifest and bring things into what? Into this realm or into this earth. You think sex and intimacy is just to bring a child. No, no, no. It's much more. With that being said, I'm gonna cut this camera off because I feel another story coming. I can tell that story. This is Lawrence D. Adams. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a great night. See you next week at 10 o'clock. 10:30, I'm sorry. Keep talking on some more. I'm gonna tell some. Don't worry, you think the story's about you.
Butterflies flapping in me. Don't stop what you're doing. Yeah. What you doing to me? Feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it in just might make me burst. Love in the open, daydreaming, hoping. Tell me what you want, babe. Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe. Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. 'Cause I can give you what you need. I'll be your fantasy. I got you. Tell me what you want, babe, then come get it. Tell me what you want, babe. Go get it, man. Don't forget it, babe, and you'll get it, man. Don't forget it, babe, and you'll get it, man. Don't forget it.